welcome back to another episode of the Yuricast. I am Laethas. I am joined by my co-host, Aisha, also known as Mama Loves Manga.
Hi,
And,
co-host instead of esteemed colleague.
I mean, you don't seem happy about the esteemed colleague, so I went with co-host. We can always change back if you would prefer esteemed
No,
colleague. No? Okay.
no.
Okay. Anyway, I'm very tired for this recording, so apologies in advance. I got no sleep. And by no sleep, of course, that's hyperbolic. I got a little sleep. But anyway, we're talking about On a Leash, which you can
Mhm.
read on Tappytoon. And I don't have the name of the creator
I
drilled into
do.
my mind, so my co host will inform you of that now, as well as the explanation as to what this series is about.
Okay, so as Lythus has said, this is called On a Leash, and it is by the creator Aji. I'm gonna say Aji. It's AJI. It could be Aji, Aji, AG. It could be a lot of things. Probably Aji. Anyway, so I am going to read the description, the synopsis that they have on the site because it's a lot. There's a lot happening, and there's a lot of different things that happen. Okay, we're not gonna get into it. Let me just read this. Okay, in a war.
Ah, great. In a world where whatever. Starting off great.
Okay, so in a war between the shapeshifters who dwell on land and those who control the skies, renegade hero Sergeant Irene Red is as feisty as she is fierce. Ready to throw herself into enemy lines against all orders, there is only one thing she fears: the allied reptilian medic, Captain Roos Duval. So honestly, like I don't either. Basically, listen, the story is about Irene Red, who is a soldier and a shapeshifter. She can shift into a dog, type thing.
A red
Um,
dog.
yeah, Red Dog. She is very feisty, very much like I'm gonna beat everyone up. Like, she's like that. Um, very
Very
adorable,
tomboyish.
very tomboyish, very energetic. And but she is afraid of the reptilian medic, Roos Duval, because Roos Duval is a crazy, scary lady. She's hot. She's very hot lady, but she's terrifying. Um,
A bit. A bit.
just
To say the
terrifying.
least.
Like, wow. Anyway, so they have crossed paths, and unfortunately, Roos has taken interest in Irene. I say unfortunately because damn, it's a lot. But they keep running into each other despite all the things, and it's a very violent game of something.
uh,
Something.
we should also say that the doctor can shapeshift into a snake.
Snake. A snake.
Yeah.
She's a she's
A danger noodle.
that was me trying to make a hissing sound. I couldn't. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a,
Oh,
are you?
also
Can you really not make a hissing sound?
not with my tongue, like not like a snake. I can do a cat.
Anyway, um,
I do think it's important to also mention that this is definitely for mature audiences.
oh yeah, for sure.
Like and it's also not a story. Don't go into this expecting like sappy, like Rome. This is not.
No, 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 no.
This is not romantic at all.
Uh,
But it's fun and interesting, in my opinion. We have not talked about. We have not shared opinions. I didn't send you screenshots or nothing.
no, you did
Um,
send me screenshots.
what?
Yeah,
I did?
yeah.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, you did.
Oh. Dang it! I thought I didn't.
Anyway,
Okay.
what were your thoughts going in?
Okay.
What did you thought this would? Yeah, what
What did
did
I
you think this would be? Good lord.
Well, so honestly, like I didn't know what to think. I was like, okay, the title on a leash, like obviously this is gonna be it's gonna be something, and I knew that it was about shapeshifters. And I was like, and I am a bitch who loves shapeshifting animals. So I was like, I'm gonna at the very least get something out of this. Like, um, I was, I guess I kind of like somehow ignored the war part when I was reading about it. And so, like, when I started reading, I was like, dang, the war really is a big part of the story, which, at least from what we've read so far, um, I was like, dang, this is a lot happening, but yeah. So I kind of didn't expect for it to actually focus on the fighting part, like the war and all that stuff. So there's more plot, I guess, to it than I expected. I thought it was just gonna be purely like,
Boobs.
yeah, and like weird. Like I was expecting kinkiness, but I wasn't expecting not quite killing stalking vibes, but definitely some twisted, sadistic things. Um, I'm saying this, I'm not complaining because it's very entertaining, but I was just, I don't know. It's just, it's a lot to take in. So, yeah, I didn't really go into it expecting much because, I kind of went into it clearly without fully reading the synopsis.
Apparently.
Yeah, so wait, didn't we read some of it like on the call last month?
I think
I
so.
feel like we looked at like
Yeah,
one
the
couple.
oh, for those that don't know, the on Tappy Tune, the first 3 chapters are free, so
Yeah.
you can read the first 3 chapters. Just a heads
Yeah,
up.
so we read the first two chapters, and I think when we read the first two chapters just to see, I was just really taken aback at how much it was focusing on um like, the actual war. So I guess it has to, but I don't know. I was just like, dang, I was expecting like sexy times immediate.
Yeah, Aisha isn't satisfied unless like the first 1 or 2 panels is like really happy, super fun times. Apparently,
Yeah, like this one. I mean, it eventually, actually, no. The first, yeah, I'm looking at the first chapter again, and it's like nothing, yeah, nothing like, no, there aren't any titties immediately, which is disappointing. But I will say that as I, you know, by this point, chapter 24, definitely lots of titties have
oh
been.
my god.
I say lots, like I've like three people's titties, but I've seen titties.
The only thing that my co-host cares about.
Is the titties.
um, Going into it, I was just like, I want to read a mature Yuri work, and
Yeah.
this is says it's what it is. I didn't really have much more going in. I was like, I knew it shapeshifters, so like there's gonna be like people and animals, but you know, it's not like, I mean, it is the humanoid animals, but they're also like people as well.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm tired.
Oh
I,
my god.
I
Okay, so
think I was just thinking like, it's a mature Yuri work. This will be fun.
right.
It's titled On a Leash. Probably some elements of like control and that kind of stuff.
Right.
So
See, that's what I will, yeah, I kind of definitely expected some sort of like, I don't know, maybe BDSM type vibes. That's not
I
what this
don't.
is.
Yeah, no, it's
That's
not.
not what this is at all. But that's what I kind of thought that it would be going into it, and that's not. Let me tell y'all, it is not. That's not what this is. At least no, because BDSM, that's like typically there's consent.
Yeah, this is a bit rapey.
This is it is
To put it lightly.
yeah. Which honestly, you okay? I guess we'll just get into it. So, all right. Um, this the main like I guess thing is that so Irene saves Ruth or whatever her name is, like on the battlefield. But then Ruth is like upset about this or whatever. And so they already kind of started off like on a rough foot. And then afterwards, every time they've like what happens, they like meet again and freaking the snake lady, she's just I don't know, like she's mean. That's the best way. She's just very, she's mean and she like is constant. I think she's entertained by how like reactive Irene is or can be. And, it's supposed to be like the dynamic of like, ooh, the excitable puppy and then like the
Cold
bad bit.
hearted,
Yeah,
cold
right.
blooded snake and the
Exactly. And the
yeah.
warm, happy puppy or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is
I don't
something
know
that I
about
really
happy.
well, yeah, okay. The feisty
The
puppy.
feisty, yeah.
Right. But the snake lady, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with her. Like she needs
She's a bit
therapy.
crazy.
Yeah, she needs because like there's a scene that she where she's having sex with one of her subordinates. And I'm not even sure what they did, but like okay, that scene I was like, okay, this is kind of like BDSM-y. I don't mind this. But then it got to like there was a point where she like slapped her. And I was like, "Oh, okay, this is go And so after that, I feel like that was kind of like a hint as to like what kind of stuff we were gonna be in for. And so when she ends up like I think she decides she's taken an interest in Irene and she's like quote unquote teasing her, but it's basically being
Really
inappropriate
mean.
and rapey and mean.
Yeah. Yeah, really mean is an understatement.
Yeah, I know I keep saying really mean, but
It's rapey.
it's just it's very much like she's like using her like power over her. It's just it's not not cool. Um But there's a point where she's like basically propositioning Irene and Irene is like, get off of me, which I really appreciate. Like Irene was like, listen, here bitch, you're not gonna fuck with me. And she pushes her and accidentally causes her to get like a cut on her face. And then the thing this thing happens that I really hate in like any like not I mean like that I hate when characters do this and I just want to fight them. And it's the you did so like they just finished doing something very inappropriate, rapey, awful, but then when the person pushes back, they're like, "Oh, dare you harm me?" And this is what the snake bitch did. And I was like, "Oh no." Um and that's kind of where things really started to get I was worried for Irene because of course Snake Lady is like, yeah, well, consider us even. Um, but what was it like? But
Don't
if
do
I
it
end up with a
again.
scar, yeah, don't do it again. And if I end up with a scar, you have to take responsibility. And from that point on, it's just like this freaking snake lady is like conniving and trying to figure out how she can like control um and manipulate Irene. And poor Irene ends up getting stuck in her clutches. And the first time, like, it's, I, hmm, I was disturbed for a lot of it because I was like, dang, this is nuts. And Irene is just taking it, like, but what I appreciated and what kind of like made me change my mind about this story and actually not hate it was the fact that Irene turned around and beat that bitch. I loved that. Do you know that scene? Like the scene where she's just like, actually, you know what? I'm tired of your bullshit. Um, Obviously, I'm skipping over a lot of things because it's a lot of details, but that was a turning point for me.
There's some aggressive tension between the characters. Like,
Very aggressive,
yeah, they fight like
like
physically
for real. Like they are
several
fighting.
times.
Yeah, and the thing is that um, Irene can heal quickly because she's a shapeshifter. Um,
Well, they're both shapeshifters, but
well, that
she
I
is
guess
particularly good at
yes,
healing.
yes, 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 yes. And yeah, you're right. They are both shapeshifters. Um, but I feel like so we read 24 chapters, and I kind of feel like at the point where like these first 24 chapters feel very much like like setting everything up, So like there's a lot of time spent on the actual like plot of the war. Um, at least at the very least, like they're you know like in combat a
Yeah.
lot, and like you get a lot of like
For you history buffs out there, it's basically just World War I, where the reptiles are the French, the mammals are the English, and the birds are the Germans.
okay, I was sitting there trying to figure out who was who, and that makes sense. Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow. And the thing is, though, like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember any of the actual like plot of the war part because like I just kind of would skim past it because I wanted to get to the messy relationship between these two. And I will say that I am very curious about Irene's relationship with her sergeant. Like there's like relationships that I'm very curious about, right? But right now I do not like Snake Lady.
I
I'm
think
sure,
that's intentional.
yeah, well, I'm sure that she's gonna have some kind of tragic backstory, or whatever, and we're gonna have to be like, oh, I see why but she's done some deplorable shit already, like, and it sucks because she's hot.
Oh my god.
I was really looking forward to more. I was looking forward to like a power dynamic, but in a more consensual way.
Not rapey.
Yeah, and so I was just disappointed because she's a great like dom, what is it, femdom like character. Like, do you not agree?
I mean, it's kind of hard to separate out the character from just being like, you know,
Trash.
really rapey, and it's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna like have fun with this person, and I don't really care what they have to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, it is really like off. I mean, her personalities and her actions are off-putting, but I'm just saying, like, character design wise, um, and and her general, like, I do like that kind of like cold character, like quote unquote cold. But I like it when they have a soft side. She doesn't. She doesn't have that. She's just
She's just
cold.
cold blooded through and through.
Yes, and as someone who doesn't like snakes anyway, I'm just like, yeah, I'm disappointed but not surprised,
The
I guess.
author does use that tongue very, very well because it's just like it's always out and it's always like this character is a snake.
Yeah, I really like how the like the way that the shapes that they take are very much like, okay, that's a snake, like, or
Yeah.
okay, that's a lizard. Like, there's all kinds of different ones too. Like, there's lizards, uh, like different types of like cats and dogs and birds. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting take on like I'm not actually sure what the point of the shape shifting is though, now that I think about it and where that came from. I think we get like a glimpse maybe of how Irene became a
I
shapeshifter.
have no idea.
You just blocked it out.
Apparently. I don't know.
There was like a flashback to some character there's always like a mysterious character in a flashback who you can only see part of their face.
Yeah.
Um I feel like there's just I'm kind of I think I would read more of this because I kind of want to know what happens.
Well, there
Um,
is more of it.
yes, but I was just debating on whether or not I wanted to spend the points or coins.
So many different currencies across so many different webtoon platforms.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Or it's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. I don't know why I did that. You can cut that out.
Nope, it's
You
here. It's
won't.
here to stay. Nope, yep.
uh, I don't know. So do we have okay, what do you think about the art? Because I have
I
opinions.
simultaneously think it's really good and not at the same time. And I
Yes,
don't
okay,
know
I agree.
why. I
There's
don't
some
know why. Like,
yeah,
I'm like, this is really good, but also not at the same time. And it doesn't make
yes,
any sense why I
yes.
would think that. I just don't know. It's baffling to me, but that's how
I
I feel.
I feel the same, and I think it's because okay, like the detail is like it's clear that the um creator is skilled, right? But I think it's just like the general aesthetic is not quite there for me. Like, okay, like looking at Irene is an attractive character design, right? I think Irene is pretty hot. Um, but the snake lady, although I do think that she is hot, some things like the way her eyes are when she's a human, it's just kind of strange. Like the eyes are weird. There's just like little things that I'm like, I don't really like this style choice, I guess, is maybe what it is. Also, they kind of low key have like I don't their body types are very like hmm broad shoulder. Like they have big titties, but like no.
Masculine,
Yeah,
like,
yes. They're a little yeah, which is not a bad thing, but it's just like I don't like I feel like it can we have a variety? Like both of them. Which actually
To be
I guess
fair, they're soldiers, so it
that's
it would
true.
make sense.
Yeah, and well, and I was gonna say too, like I'm over here complaining, but also it is kind of nice to see like to kind of like I guess you could I say masculine, but like that's not quite accurate, but like to more like just very
Rugged.
bit yeah, like been on the battlefield kind of,
They've all got scars.
yeah, they're not like soft or whatever. And
They're
so,
definitely not dainty.
right. And I guess I'm just used to like there's like I'm not used to seeing two, like the love interests that are both, like not dainty. It's almost always like the tomboy rough one and then like the
Yeah, I
kind of
feel like it's not just like tomboy though. It's like a rugged, like
yeah.
hardened
Yes.
aesthetic.
Yeah, you're right. That you tend to really mostly see in like male characters, I guess. Like
Yeah.
that kind of vibe, which you know what? Okay. Irene in some ways reminds me of Violet from Arcane.
Yeah.
And you know how I feel about Vi.
Yeah. I do. I do.
Yeah, and so I really do like Irene. I think Irene's um just ugh, yes, like Irene is great. And her character design, just everything matches, right? But I feel like with the snake lady, I guess I expected her to be,
Not just horrible.
yeah, like not just horrible, and also like looks wise, I expected, um, I don't know, her to be softer, maybe? I don't know. But then when you see her naked, it's like she got big old titties, but she's freaking ripped. It's like,
Again, they're
dang.
soldiers. They're gonna
Yeah,
be fit.
they're both super ripped. I guess I just can't, it's hard. Well, I was gonna say, no, actually, I take all of that back. It is it is nice to see two ripped ladies I mean, they're not really going at it maybe what's ruining it for me is the fact that they're like legit fighting.
Yeah,
They're not
they're
actually
like
having fun times.
they're
They're just,
actually like real deal like physical
yeah.
altercations like several times.
Yeah, and it's like it's not, I don't know. But I just like I said, what kind of made me change my mind a little bit was seeing Irene. Um, she was just like, yeah, immediately. She's like, no, I'm done putting up with your bullshit. And she said what she needed to say.
Yeah. And
And
Irene is also like characterized as being like a super soldier almost.
yeah.
Um so that's also interesting
Oh,
cuz
but also, oh, sorry.
continue.
I was just gonna say, but also Roos, Snake Lady, is oddly strong. That was mentioned a
Yeah.
lot. So there's something about her. There's something up with her. Because why is she so strong when there's technically like the reptilians don't usually do like
Combat stuff.
combat? Yeah, and that's another thing. She shouldn't be so ripped because she doesn't do combat. She's a fucking medic.
Yeah, you still train though. Gotta,
Really?
gotta be yeah.
Oh,
Combat medics, from my understanding, still train. Admittedly, I have little to no knowledge of military stuff.
yeah, same.
um, but I would imagine if you're a combat medic, the combat part is why you might train.
I mean, yeah, but she didn't. I didn't see her fighting. I mean, she did shoot somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. So, okay. What are your thoughts about this? Like, just your overall general thoughts. Like,
Um, it's different, which is why I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
normally you don't get like you know, the characters like actually fight like
Right.
real deal fisticuffs like throwdown.
Like,
That rarely happens.
right. Especially like in Yuri.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and especially when it's like two female characters like that.
mm-hmm.
The actual real deal physical altercations, you don't really tend to see that.
Like, yeah. Like this is just, I mean, like for real, like they were fighting like bloody noses. I was like, dang, like maybe something's wrong with me because there's a part of me that was kind of like, oh. Mostly when I'm telling you, when Irene got Buck and she punched that bitch in the face, I was like, yes, I I really like Irene. I just really like Irene. She's great. Um, and it was just very satisfying to watch her like get back at that woman because like I find it very interesting. Like you said, I'm very intrigued. Um,
Yeah, and it's not
what
the
kind of
dynamic where one just completely dominates the other. It's like,
right?
no, this one fights back, and
Yes, yes. It's very satisfying because it's like, yes, I don't have to sit and watch like a victim take it. She's like, now I'm about to,
she's not like a pushover. It's not
yeah.
like you know, just like the verbal, like, no, I don't like this, and then
Mm-hmm.
doesn't do anything,
Right.
you
She's
know.
like, no, and then she like will fight, and even knowing that she could like, get in a lot of trouble because this is a higher ranking like foreign officer and all this stuff. She's just like, yeah, but you're not gonna like. There's some things that she was willing to do in order to protect like her I guess sergeant because which that snake bitch pissed me off when she did that too, just like ugh, I just hate manipulative just
Snakes.
I hate snakes. And so I just hate her as a character, and I'm I feel like and maybe I'm wrong, I hope I'm wrong, but just more often than not you get like the shittiest like character who gets to have like a redemption arc. So like by the end of it, I'm supposed to like them as a couple, and I'm just like, I don't fucking want that. Like right now, I don't want that.
Maybe it'll just be abusive through and through, like, and
Like
that's
both of them, at least that would be like Like I mean, at least that's more. I mean, if I have to deal with Irene being abused, at least she's fighting back, I guess. But I don't
and it's just
know.
like the story of like this relationship where like they're just constantly
Right, or it's
butting
like a back
heads
and
and
forth.
at odds. Yeah.
Which could be an interesting story, you know? Like, I would read it. I definitely I don't know. I feel like this is one of those stories though, like,
It's
if
like
you are
not even like enemies to lovers, but like it's almost like enemies to rivals, where it's like
yeah,
they go from like hating each other to like still not liking each other, but like tolerating
like
each other.
begrudging, like it's maybe like a begrudging respect, maybe
Perhaps.
eventually over time. I'm not sure. Um, like I definitely would say that if you're someone who Ki okay, and this is no shade or anything, but, like, because we all have our things that we don't like to read or whatever, but I feel like I've definitely gotten better at, like, being able to still, like, appreciate a story even though, like, things happen in it that I'm like, "Ugh, I hate this," or whatever. So, if you can't do that, if you can't really, look at the story as a story and ignore not ignore, but just, like, um, stomach, I guess, the rapiness,
Rapiness, yeah.
then maybe skip it, like but I think if you are looking at it just as, like, a character study, if you will, and you're looking at it from the outside like, wow, holy shit, this is wild, then it's not, I'm very intrigued by it. I'm not gonna lie. Like I want to know more about the world. Why are they shapeshifters? Um, what's Irene's deal? Like her past?
What's the snake lady's
What's
deal?
the snake? What the fuck is wrong with the snake lady? And then she seems to have like a weird relationship with one of her other comrades. I don't even know. I'm just like, dang, what is happening? I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say.
I I would read more. I
Yeah,
want to know where it goes. I
yeah.
I like stuff that can be kind of off the rails. Just because it takes risks and it's
Mm-hmm.
because it takes risks. You don't see it as often, and I like novelty. This is new. This is different, and
Yeah,
I
it's
I like
definitely,
that.
yeah. It's different from what I've, any other Yuri series I've read. So at the very least, that's a plus. So,
Yeah. I definitely would recommend this series. Obviously, if you're not going to be able to tolerate the rapey elements, then don't read it. But you
oh,
probably have
yeah.
figured that out for yourself by now.
Right? Yeah, at
Probably
this
don't need
point,
me to tell you that.
we've mentioned it so much. Like, I mean, yeah. It's just, I feel, I mean, hey, I guess we're mentioning it because just to cover our, just, like, I don't want somebody being like, what? You recommended this and it's got this in it. We told you. We warned you
On numerous occasions.
multiple times. It's not for it's not for those who it's not for.
Ugh.
Your tiredness is starting to rub off on me.
Oh no, it's
I'm faint.
contagious.
It's contagious.
Ugh, I feel like I've gotten a little bit more awake over the course of this fiery discussion.
Fiery discussion?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's
Anyway,
good.
yeah, we recommend it, but obviously, if you know you're not gonna be able to read it, don't read it.
Yeah.
don't be stupid.
At the
Oh.
very least, if you do, don't come yelling at us.
Oh. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm gonna continue reading it here and there. Um, you know, because I'm intrigued. And there were some scenes that I definitely wanted to screenshot um and send because I was like, oof, all of them involving Irene. Because Irene is my favorite. I think she's honestly perfect. The red hair, the body, the feistiness.
she's your type.
She's my type. I like the rough and tumble ladies. The
Oh.
ones who I feel like I could just be I tend to like people just, I like vibes. The vibe where it's like I can just be my little goofy self, oblivious and not pay attention, and I feel safe. And Irene gives me that vibe. Like she gives me the vibe that she would be like, looking out and protecting me while I'm just living my best life.
Okay.
I like that.
Anyway, yeah, we recommend it. It seems like. And how about you talk
Oh,
about what we have planned?
okay, so
Or,
I
or,
have
or
been
were you wanting to talk more about this?
no,
Okay.
I'm fine.
Okay.
So I'm just complaining because I already described what we just talked about, and I have to talk about what we're
Yeah.
gonna read.
Yeah.
I don't make you do that.
Well, it's going on your channel, so that's how we've always done this, I think.
No, you're lying. Anyway,
Am I
okay.
wrong?
Yes,
Oh, well,
you're wrong.
I'm tired, so do it this time.
Okay. So this time we're going to be reading another web comic. Um, this one's on no, this one's on Lezen. This one's on Lezen. And it is called Two Birds in Spring. And I shall read the about. Um,
We're
it
going to be
is mature.
reading the first 20 chapters.
Oh yeah, and we're reading the first 20 chapters. So it says, and I guess her name is Senna. So we're gonna say, yeah. Senna's built the perfect life for herself. She has a caring boyfriend, a job she actually enjoys, and all the comforts she could hope for. But behind her happy facade, she hides a past marred by a past relationship with another woman. Jeanrie isn't thrilled to be working at an office, much less to be running a department her father set up for her. She spent years living a carefree life and adding to a long list of casual relationships with men and women. When these two meet, they'll have to reevaluate their lives as well as the men and women they share it with. It sounds messy, and I like that. And also, it has like the art style looks like something that I like it. I think just because okay, this is one where they both look very femme, and I also, as much as I also think I think it's great to see kind of more mask on mask, but we don't see enough femme on femme. It's always like kind of like tomboy with femme, and so femme on femme is nice too.
Or cutesy.
Yeah, or cutesy, yeah. Like, but it's nice to see like just like very just like hyper feminine women going at it. I am so gay. Like
You're just now figuring that out?
no, it just every time it just hits me sometimes. I'm like, wow.
Well, anyway, check us out next month when we talk
Yeah.
about Two Birds in Spring on Aisha's channel. And
Yeah.
where can the wonderful audience find you?
Y'all can find me in my house asleep. I'm just kidding. Don't come here. You cannot find me. Um, y'all can find me everywhere pretty much at Mama Loves Manga. Um, and you can find us, the Yuricast, on the Twitters.
Yay!
I was gonna say where can they find you, but
This is my channel.
clearly
If you
this
don't
is your
know how to find me on my, I don't know what you're doing. That's not my problem. All right, that's a you problem. Okay.
yeah. Well, that's it. I don't have anything else to say. My energy has my battery is my energy battery introvert anyways. Um,
Maybe I just like forced you to siphon off all of my tiredness, and so now I have enough energy to
are you
finish
awake
off.
now?
Um, I, I'm running on fumes, so
Oh my gosh.
yes, but just barely. Anyway,
Wow.
thank you all for showing up. Uh, thank my co-host for, waking me up, to the detriment of her own wakefulness.
Oh my gosh.
And check us out next month. Uh,
Hey,
bye, friends.
bye.